all the hours they were awake for their entire lives. I think like if they can do it, so can I.
99% of people have no excuse for not being able to make it.
Somebody living on
I celebrate
$1
capitalism.
a day in Africa is getting up in the morning saying, I'm going to be Bill Gates.
That's the motivation everybody needs.
If money is evil, then that building is hell. This is the most obnoxious group of money-hungry, low IQ, high-energy, jackrabbit, fucking wannabe, big-time, small-time, shit-talking, bothersome, irritating bunch of motherfuckers I have ever had to endure for more than 5 minutes.
Dropshipping, affiliate marketing, stock courses, and other internet side hustles have become staples in our modern lexicon. It seems like all of us know at least one person who has started an e-commerce business, YouTube, OnlyFans, or any other avenue of non-traditional income online. Most people don't want to admit it, but the mass influx of people trying to work online hasn't come from nowhere. In the quest to defeat hustle culture, people have run to other avenues that perpetuate the same systems that they're against. Hustle culture can be defined as the glorification of working very long hours in hopes of reaching one's professional goals. It also goes hand in hand with extreme materialism and neglect of hobbies and relations outside of work. People who are deep into hustle culture typically live up to the 9-to-5 worker stereotype. They deal with imposing bosses that they work very hard to impress, work longer hours in the pursuit of having more income, and constantly seek new ways and avenues to accumulate more wealth, more or not. Now this is not to be confused with people who need to work longer hours to pay for necessities. Hustlers do extra work to satisfy and maintain luxury lifestyles that they seek out whether or not they get it. And the truth of the matter is that only the survivors glorify hustle culture. In this day and age, you probably heard people on social media discussing escaping the rat race, not being a 9-to-5 slave, Matrix, and other main character feel-good speeches and think pieces. Nobody wants to take orders from higher-ups for their entire lives, especially while not being given a sufficient standard of living. However, most of the solutions marketed to the working class are just hustle grind set ideals wrapped in sugar-coated social media posts and news articles. If you need 3 extra streams of income to live comfortably, you're not escaping the Matrix, you're buying your way out. A lot of people have subconsciously realized this truth, but instead of falling into hustle culture directly or simply going off-grid, they migrate to finding side hustles online. Internet money and get-rich schemes seem lucrative to the average person. Making YouTube videos for money or upselling sweatshop products for a higher profit from the comfort of your own home seems easy until you learn the logistics, effort, and survivorship bias that permeate these areas. It's easy to buy into the fantasy of dropping out of high school to day trade when you don't know that the dudes taking pictures of their sports cars get $20,000 from their parents. It's also easy to claim that you hate the Matrix and rich elites while you use sweatshop labor to sell fitness yoga pants for profit. After all, it's better than working a dead-end job that you hate, right? The problem that arises, however, is that these side hustles are still products of hustle culture. The fear-mongering of the average work life in the United States and the neglect of wealth hoarding and inequality has led to a disconnect in our view on the value of our own labor and our relations with fellow humans. Hobbies are turned into methods of profit while the pursuit of money is prioritized. All of these aforementioned factors, including hustle culture, are normalized due to the refusal to critique capitalism and the eventual monopoly of assets by bigger fish in our economy. Instead of calling for regulations, workers' rights, or less work hours, the opposite path is to adapt and rationalize. Why complain about systems supposedly out of your control when you can work 80-hour weeks and build yourself up to be Jeff Bezos? Those union workers are so entitled, they're lucky to even have jobs. You don't have to be a communist to call out the endgame of capitalism. However, in the United States, you will be ostracized and labeled as such. Hard work pays off is a popular quote used amongst Americans and is further perpetuated by the people who have made it. Just as rich celebrities thank God for their blessings, the high rankers of capitalism think the system will allow them to obtain a mass amount of assets and power. When working class people take these billionaires at face value, we decide to fight and toil to be among the 1%, rather than realizing that we hold all of the economic leverage. Unfortunately, the fantasy of making it from nothing and having your hard work and side hustles pay off is more alluring in this day and age than uniting with your fellow workers and risking your workplace image. The crabs in a bucket mentality that comes along with hustle culture has also been disastrous. People in the same income bracket argue and fight over who's lazier based on standards set by the rich. Of course, the problem isn't your greedy boss/CEO cutting corners for profit. It's your neighbor who gets unemployment checks because they pay more than a full-time job does. When Elon Musk takes money from the government to make shitty promises, Tesla Cybertruck, boring to free speech Twitter, he's a genius. But when a working class person gains the system, they're a leech. As Marx once said, it is not the consciousness of men that determines their being, but on the contrary, their social being that determines their consciousness. While hustle culture may have initially promised success and achievement, its impact on a generation cannot be ignored. The relentless pursuit of productivity has taken a toll on mental health, work-life balance, and personal fulfillment. It is crucial for individuals to reassess their priorities